All right, so we're addressing the misfire code now on this 2008 Chevy Avalanche. For those of you that missed this first part, I'm going to show it to you again. Go to the scanner, and what I'm looking at is our misfire counters. Remember, we have a P0300 code in memory. And so what we do when we have a P0300, we're not sure what cylinder. So what we do is we look at history and we look at current. And what we see is cylinder 1 has 61,000 misfires, right? Where the rest of these are, you know, not even close to being that high. We can see why we have a 300 code, because a computer can't identify exactly which one. That's why we have misfires on all of the cylinders. But it's not uncommon to have a single cylinder cause multiple cylinder misfires. Our focus is definitely going to be on this cylinder 1. If you look at this data parameter right here, you can actually see that that cylinder 1 is misfiring right now as we speak, and the rest of them are not. So we're thinking spark, fuel, compression, right? Anytime we have a miss, again, this customer states that it runs fine under load, just feels it at idle, and I don't like those complaints because most of the time it ends up being a mechanical problem when we have an idle only misfire. So the tool that I'm using now is a secondary probe, and we're just going to look at the secondary ignition on this. And this is a coil-over-plug, so I'm just using a, you guys stay focused here. I'm just using this little, it's called a wise probe, and it just reads the impulses from each coil. And I'm going to lay this starting with cylinder 1. And I'll show you guys what I saw just a minute ago, what I didn't like. The firing line is the vertical line. The horizontal line after that is the spark line. So right there, I'll show you. There. There. Yeah, where I'm focused is, let me put the cursor over it. I'm focused on this line right here. I'm watching this line. And the distance, so the burn time is what you see that? Watch the burn time of this. It's very sporadic. And when I see that burn time change, I can actually feel it get rough too, right there. There. If you put your hand on the vehicle, you can actually feel, it when it does it. If we get enough of them in a row, just one every so often, it's hard to feel that because it's a V8. There. There. You can feel it too. There. All right, so offhand, guys, I'm not totally sure what that is yet. It could be mechanical, it could be ignition, could be fuel, although it doesn't look like fuel to me. Usually we have a lack of fuel. We'll see a real high arcing spark line. Let me show you another cylinder. This would be cylinder 3, and you're gonna notice that we do not see that same pattern. This one's going to be consistent the whole time I'm talking. I mean, a little bit of changes in burn time, not an issue. This is cylinder 5. And to save time, I'm not doing all 8. I did already. All of these look the same. They all look good. The only one that's jumping around is this cylinder 1. Watch that burn time again. And that would be the current flow across the spark plug. See it? Right there, right there. Man, you can really feel it too when on the vehicle when it does that. To be honest with you guys, I'm suspecting a mechanical problem. And what I want to do actually within the valves, because these are known for it. What I want to do to address a plug or wire problem, let's shut the car off. Let's swap the number 1 spark plug and wire with the number 3 next to it and see if that pattern moves or if it stays with the number 1. So shut that off. That's what we're doing next. One of the things that's difficult about doing secondary analysis like we were just doing is all the variables. And I mentioned that when the complaint is a idle, low speed, misfire only and under load, it's fine. Typically, it's not a secondary ignition problem. Well, it's proven wrong in this case. We pulled the number 1 spark plug out with our intent of swapping the number 1 with the number 3, and then swapping the wires too. We don't need to do that, guys. Take a look at this spark plug. You know, we saw this side, we saw a lot of deposits on it, and then we flipped it over, and check out that number 1 porcelain. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That is definitely our problem, a bad spark plug. We're going to move this plug to the number 3, and I'll show you the same waveform is going to move. We won't swap the wire, so I'm changing direction a little bit. We're just going to swap the 2 plugs, and I'll re-show you the waveform on the screen. We're not swapping the wires. And take a look at this number 3. That looks beautiful. There's like a piece of crap in there though. I don't know if that was from pulling it out or what. But I mean, definitely we want to suggest a tune-up. You know, plugs and wires to this friend of mine. But we're going to swap these 2 plugs, and then I'll get you back on the screen and we'll show you that waveform again. We just swapped the 2 plugs, just getting a final result. I expect this waveform to have moved. So I'm going to go over to the number 3 now, which is this one. There's 1. I had 3 for a second. Where'd it go? All right, there's number 3. See it? See it? There. There. All right, so same crappy waveform. Now I'm on the number 1. I can feel the miss. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So now you know what a cracked porcelain looks like on a spark plug. Let's go back to the misfire counters. Now this part isn't critical, but what we should see now is cylinder 3, guys, should be showing me the misfire. Let's watch it for another minute or so. I just saw this one was up to there, it went up to 14. And it took a little bit, a run time, but did it move on the misfire counter as well? It did. Now here's the thing again about these misfire counters. I do not totally rely on them. As you can see, all the cylinders are showing misfires, not just the number 3, all of them. We had a P0300 code, but here's what you focus on. Cylinder 1 had 61,000 misfires. Why wouldn't you start on cylinder 1? Even though we didn't have a code for cylinder 1, that was our problem. We got lucky in that it was the first test we did in this case with the secondary ignition. We were able to catch it. Set of plugs and wires is what this guy needs, no question about it. Now, as far as his oil loss concern, we checked the stick. There's nothing on the stick, so I need to tell my friend he needs to keep an eye on his oil level. You know, using a little bit of oil is not uncommon. He says he hasn't checked it in 6,000 miles, which is not a good thing. So when he listens to this part, I'm giving you crap for not checking your oil. That's my friend I'm talking to right now. Check your damn oil, okay? But that's it. Vent solenoid, right? And really number 1 spark plug, although we moved it to the number 3, and if he wants to just throw 1 spark plug in this, he's going to fix this misfire, and that would be in the number 3 cylinder, second one in, driver's side.